Okay, this is a video in response to the question, what if I have an existing Blu-ray and I want to just add some subtitles and a new language to the DVD, but I don't want to do anything to the menu. So we'll talk about that a little bit. The first thing you're going to have to do is you'll have to take BD info, and you're going to have to figure out, here we've got from our friends at Black Oak Studios, and I just called this the subfolder adding subtitles to existing Blu-ray. This is my original, and one thing I would tell you to note is that the movie and the menu aren't always where you assume they're going to be on a Blu-ray. For example, you would often think that the menu would be the first thing, but if you look here, it's got an AVC video, then that's all for the good, and it's got regular wave sound, and then it's got presentation graphics. Whoops, that means it's got subtitles. If we go to this one, which is number 1, so the second one in the series, same thing with the video, also got WAV file for the audio, but interactive graphics. So that actually means that's the menu. And that's important because when we start extracting things and adding things with TSMuxer, we're going to want to do them to the right file. Now again, this isn't very big. I'm just doing this as a demo. And again, I was very fortunate to get some video from BlackRock Studios. So we're going to go in, we're going to look at 00. So at this point, what we'd want to do is I use MeGUI, and MeGUI's got a HD streams extractor that's a part of it, and I find that that works no matter what. So what I've done is I clicked on that, I went in here, and I went ahead and picked the playlist that had the 0001, and it also picked up that first M2TS transport stream, and it was the right length of time, 41 seconds long, although we're not going to be messing with any of that stuff. And you'll notice that when it analyzed it, it said, okay, I've got a H246 AVC, I've got raw PCM, 2 channels, okay, that's wave, and I've got this presentation graphics. Now the first question you're going to have to ask is, how do I want to extract it? So this one gives you a choice of Matroski, or you can do it as H264. This one lets you do all kinds of things. It defaults to Dolby, but I recommend against doing the conversion. If it started off in wave, what I would do is just whatever it came in, I would just do it straight as a copy. It's going to take less time, and you have no choice with this. It's going to be the Blu-ray version of a subtitle. You click that, it's going to go through. I've got it in a category called demuxed. I'll show you here in a second. So let's go back here to demuxed and show you what that looked like. And this is the log text just showed you. So it's extracting those. That's an interesting point. This is the byte structure, whether the first 4 bytes are high or low. Kind of interesting for if you're a geeky kind of guy like I am. They call them little endian and big endian. By the by, that can kind of get you in trouble sometimes, so I'm delighted that there's all these software tools out here that allow you to do these kinds of things. Alright. So subtitle track had 4 captions. That's all for the good, and it would quick because there's nothing to it. So we've got all those, and now the very next thing we're going to need to do is we're going to go here to TSMuxer, and we are going to add some things to that. So in addition to our existing video and our existing audio, which was English, actually that's a good point. Let me make sure that so that's not going to have a language, but this particular first one is actually English, and truth in lending, it's always best to mark that down. And this very first set of subtitles is also English, so we'll do that. I also happen to have this done in squirrel tongue. Alright, so we'll go ahead and we'll do the muxing. So I'm doing this in this particular one, Blu-ray disc, start the muxing, and pretty fast. If you want to test the file that you've produced to make sure that it works right, I use a program called VLC. It's a really cool program. It does a lot of stuff, and it's free. So let's go ahead and let's see what we got right now. So the audio in this particular case is English. At the moment it doesn't have any subtitles. Let's see what it looks like with English. So English and English. Alright, so our squirrels are singing some Christmas carols. Let's go ahead and change the audio to squirrel. I just used Chinese because, again, they don't have squirrel on there. So seems to be working. Okay, now let's actually do the subtitle in squirrel as well and see what it looks like when we do it all together. They both appear to work. Bottom line is they both appear to work. So that's a very, very, very important test. Now let's go back to our, actually let's go to this, and we're going to take 2 things. So the final, we're going to open in a new window. And remember, I just took the original one. Oh, that's something else to show you as well. So this is what it looks like, what I'm starting off with, just so you can see. I'm going to put it in there. That's actually a really good point. So this way you'll have a chance to see, and I have to do Rel Win DVD because that's the one I got that will do Blu-rays on the computer anyway. I'll just show you briefly what it looks like. And then we'll come back and we'll test it afterwards. But very, very, very important that you test out, because sometimes these things get bollocksed a bit and they don't always work the way they're supposed to. So this is what it looks like. You know, it's playing a little bit of music there in the background. I note that there's no choice for subtitles or anything here, which is an important point, by the way, a very, very important point. So, why do I bring that up? Because if you're not looking at changing the menu, then it's not going to give the option from the menu to change the subtitles to whatever your new ones are. So, let's pause, and you're going to have to do the same thing that this is the original version, so there's no choice for audio or anything because there's only the one. This is what we're starting with, and we've got this final version, which is just that original that we just saw. We're going to replace only 2 files, okay? So let's go here. We're gonna replace the stream, and we're gonna replace the clip info file. So we're gonna get rid of that, and we're gonna bring this stream over, and that's good. Now we're gonna go to the clip info. Anymore. Alright, so it's actually showing 1100 is. So let's go back to the playlist. This is all correct, by the way. This is exactly right. So let's save that. Let's see what the video is saying. It's saying it's 10:01. That's correct. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to go back to the playlist and I'm going to edit these. So this lets me edit it, right? So let's go. So 1 is going to be LPCM. It's not going to be multi-channel. It's going to be stereo, and it's going to be. We're going to call it. Well, you should call it squirrel, but we're going to call it Chinese. And then for our presentation graphics, we're going to go and get rid of that one. We're going to add one. And then where this one's going to be Volvo 1. And it's going to be, we're also going to make this into CHN just for parallel. Alright, and now I've got 2 items and 2 items, and they've got the regular, they've got the correct information. PID. Okay, I'm going to save that. Alright, very good. Alrighty, and now we see what the final results are. So I just opened up that final reworked piece. Sorry for yawning, it's actually quite late for me. So we're going to play it now. So that is audio track is English. We can go ahead and try it with our Chinese, which is actually squirrel. Okay, that's fine. Let's try subtitle with English and our squirrel background. Okay, very good. And now finally we'll do squirrel with squirrel subtitle. All right. Yep, and it all works. So that's all there is to it.